My hunt for a good budget laptop has been started, and today we are going to take a closer look at Lenovo Ideapad 5. I got the AMD Ryzen 5 4500U CPU version of Ideapad 5 with 8GB RAM and 512GB SSD. This model would normally sell at between 600 and 700 euros, but I've been hunting for bargains quite a bit and I was able to find it for about 550 euros. It's time to make an unboxing and first impressions of the Lenovo Ideapad 5. Because this thing comes in a pretty large box, we'll have to bring out an ample-sized unboxing knife. In this brown box, we find another brown box. This new brown box has a big Lenovo logo on it. Up top it has the Lenovo logo as well, together with some serial information. On the side here it's got the information about what I have ordered, which is the Ryzen 5 4500U, together with 512GB SSD and 8GB of RAM. On the last side it just says Lenovo Ideapad. We have one little piece of tape here to get into the next box. Grabbing this flap open, and then we can get into the actual box. We get some warranty and setup guides here. The laptop comes out wrapped up in some plastic. And then on the side here we will have the charger. I must say I'm a bit surprised to see that not only is it a 95-watt charger that came with the laptop, but it's also a USB-C charger. I was really sure that this would be delivered with a barrel connector, since the laptop has a barrel connector. Comparing the sizes between the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 charger, that is a 65-watt USB-C charger, and this 95-watt charger. The 95-watt charger is a lot bigger, and I'm quite sure the laptop won't need as much as 95 watts of power. When taking the laptop out of its plastic packaging, I realized quite quickly how come that there is no barrel charger included. That is because on this model there is no barrel charger. On the left hand side we have a USB-C port that is used for charging. We have a HDMI connector and we have a 3.5 combo jack. On the right hand side we have a full-size SD card reader as well as two USB-A ports. The overall quality feel to the laptop is quite good, definitely not as good as the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. It's a pretty sturdy and kind of metal feeling to the chassis, and I have to say I really like this color and the fact that it only has this tiny Lenovo logo up here on the right side. Let's see if we can open the laptop with one hand. That was no problem at all. Taking that little keyboard cover off, we can see that the keyboard is pretty much a standard Lenovo keyboard. If you've used any of the Lenovo laptops in the last 3 or 4 generations, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I definitely recommend to go to a store and try it out, because it's a very personal experience if you like them or not. We can also see that we have the front-firing speakers, which was one of the great things about the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. In the top of the screen there is a privacy shutter that we can use to shut off the camera. The bottom part of the laptop is quite plain but has this really big ventilation grill, and similarly to the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 it has this edge that sticks up a bit from the back side, and that makes it lift the laptop a little bit up so that more air can come in through the ventilation grills here. The screws seems to be fairly easy to take off, and I will be trying this out in a later video to see if there is an extra SSD slot in there. When pushing down hard on the keyboard, I really have to say I'm impressed with the quality feel here. I can feel no keyboard flex at all when I'm pushing down on the keyboard. There is a little bit of flex in the hard clicks in the touchpad, but overall the touchpad has quite a good feeling to it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it performs. Let's start it up and have a first look at the screen. After a little bit of waiting time, we get the Lenovo logo. And based off of my first impression from just seeing the Lenovo logo, I'm not very impressed with the colors right there. The touchpad feels really good to the touch now that I get to try it a bit here in the setup process. I didn't actually realize this, but probably there is a fingerprint reader in this version, because it is telling me to set up the fingerprint reader, and it is in the power button. I didn't read my specifications correctly there. I do find it pretty amazing that in a 550 euro laptop you can include a fingerprint reader that is in the power button. We can see already now that the screen is matte and it has pretty good viewing angles. I think it's a bit better than what I thought from the beginning actually. I will have to play a video soon when it starts up to see a bit more how it performs. Videos about tech, travel and inspiration. And if you like this video, it would be super nice to see you as a subscriber to this channel. That helps me out a lot and gives you all the content I'm going to be putting out in the upcoming weeks and months. If you're anything like me, you probably think that ports on a laptop is pretty important, and maybe even make or break whether you would buy the laptop or not. All the laptops I've been interested in over the past few years have had usually 2 monitor outputs. I would say the speakers sound good, and they are front firing, which means that most of the audio is coming straight at me. However, they are definitely not as good as the speakers in the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7, and I think maybe that is because the material of the chassis. It doesn't feel as stable and as sturdy, and I think it might reproduce sound a little bit worse than the more luxury Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. Last but not least, I will try typing a little bit more on the keyboard to get a bit of a feel for how the keyboard is. That's it for the unboxing and first look of the Ideapad 5 from Lenovo. I'm sure a lot of you guys are pretty keen to see a comparison between this guy and the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7, and I can assure you one of those videos will be coming up. Just stay tuned, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be getting that video once it goes live. I'm W2Best, I make videos about tech, travel and inspiration, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day, bye bye!